The email as Ray was texting me, had I heard yet? So we definitely believe in the divine, and that divine selection was to have Cheryl Griggs as our woman in recovery of the year.
So please come up, Cheryl.
Yeah, what did you teach us? Do stuff that's uncomfortable.
So I never imagined that I would be sitting here when I started my recovery journey 24 years ago. 4 years ago, I had that look at hey, I might have a problem. And decided to stop drinking and went into 12-step program. And I was in the middle of Roseland, Montana, where there was a bar every other door on Main Street. I'd been kicked out of every bar on Main Street, and I was kicked out of every bar in the next town, and I was working on the third town over. I didn't have anybody in my life that would go out with me anymore, because when I did go out, I beat people up. So it was a problem. I figured that out. I asked somebody one day, I said, so how do you know if you're an alcoholic? And she said, if it's destructive in your life. So for 2 weeks I walked around and I tried to figure out whether alcohol or cigarettes were more destructive. I am smoke free now, 6 years. So I did that, and so I had almost 13 years alcohol free. And when I went to Montana, I actually started getting treated for my depression. And that made all the difference, but it wasn't enough. Because I didn't change my life. I went into the program, I got sober, but I kept doing the same things that I was doing. Yeah, I was on meds and all of that. But from as long as I can remember, anytime something went wrong in my life, my answer was to die. And so I have a lot of suicidal ideation. And that was the answer always. And about 11 years ago, in 2003 I was in a car accident, and I had neck and back injuries where the doctors, which love the doctors, right? They kept telling me that I needed pain pills, and I kept saying no, I can't have them, and in recovery, no. And I had to fight them, and if any of you know that struggle, it's a struggle. And so they ended up giving me steroid shots, too many, too often, and so I started being a bigger asshole. And I got to a point where, this is as good as it gets in recovery, this isn't worth it. And I decided to drink. And I had a 3-month relapse that ended me up on the railroad tracks, in my truck, with the keys on the floor, and a train coming towards me. And by the grace of God, the only thing that got me off these railroad tracks was my dog. I didn't realize I had put him in the car with me. And I was like, I can't kill my dog. So I got off the railroad tracks, I drove to the next town, which was 20 miles away, and I called my mom, and I said, Mom, I'm going to die. I need help. She helped. today, I'm standing here, you know, that was 13 years of sobriety, and now I have 11 years of recovery. And I have that recovery because of the people that are around me. I have some amazing men and women around me that challenge me every day. You know, recovery is amazing because before everything happened to me, and now things happen, and I'm like, okay, who am I going to be because of this? How am I going to be better for this? I have people that challenge me because I don't get what I want, and sometimes I work temper tantrum for like 6 months, and it's really ugly, and it's not pretty, but I have other people that are there supporting me. I mean, I have Mary Jo, you know, when I'm struggling and I'm sitting there in tears or whatever, and she just looks at me and says, Cheryl, you who teach about shame and vulnerability suck at vulnerability. You know, but those are the things that they need to hear. You know, and
Go, Mary Jo.
I have a life today that I never imagined that I could have. I have people around me that love me, that support me, and I wouldn't have gotten through some of the things I've gotten through if it wasn't for all of you. So thank you very much. And thank you for saving my life every day. And I do not have the privilege of being a biological mother, but I do have the privilege of being a surrogate mother to many men. And that is not anything I ever imagined. I trust you to believe that. That is not true. My first day at First Step House as an intern, I went into my group and I sat down and I didn't know it was an all-male facility. I have no idea how that escaped me. Sabina sent me over. I did what she told me to do. I did that a lot. People told me to do it, I do it. So I went over, and in my first group, I sit down and I look around and it's all men. I'm like, I don't do men. To get comfortable, and I finally did, and now I have a lot of supportive people in my life at work, at home. You know, what do you think for showing up? Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Really do. Thank you for saving my life. Because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. You're welcome. Lisa, for any of you that don't think that the first person that you meet when you get into treatment matters, I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. Because when I got to Salt Lake City, I said, Mom, find me a program that isn't 12 step because I was mad. I'm still an asshole. So, she found a program that wasn't 12 step. And I got in the van at the airport and the guy starts talking about the big push. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is 12 step. And he's talking and I got my hand on the door and I'm ready to like jump out on the freeway. And he's calling Lisa and he's saying, we got a problem. She's gonna get out. And so when I walked through the door, she was standing there and she was so amazing. And she was able to keep me in that facility. And I still don't know how you did that, but you did. And thank you, because you guys have us in that. Thank you so much. I really, yes. This is as absolutely uncomfortable as I could imagine being, and it's also an amazing honor and privilege to be awarded this for Mary Jo and Ray to nominate me, and for you to think the things that you do and say the things that you do about me. That's amazing. It took me a minute to wrap my head around it. I had to go, wait a minute, they think about me the way that I think about them. Oh, this is a problem.
I say that all the time.
So thank you very much.